Hi, everyone. It's Monday, 1st of November. Hope you all had a happy Halloween. We are going to start our practice today with a breathing exercise, then a quick mindfulness exercise on our mats, and then we're going to work with the tennis ball. So if you have a tennis ball, you can place it on your mat, and we'll work with it in a little bit. Come to a seated position. You could also be seated on a chair, on the floor. You could also be standing. I happen to be standing right now. So the back is long, the shoulders are wide and open, the neck is curved. When you hold your head, you should feel that there's curve at your neck. Let's roll our shoulders a few times. Making nice big circles, bringing the shoulders up to the ears and around. Good. And then I'll just change the direction of the circle, going in the opposite direction. That's it. Now we're going to lift and lower the shoulders a few times. So breathe in, lift. And as you breathe out, allow the shoulders to drop, but gently. That's it. Again, let's breathe in, breathe out. Good. 3 more times. Breathing in, breathe out. Again. Last time. Excellent. Now place both hands on your chest, just where the sternum is, below the collarbones. Lift the chin, lengthen the neck, close your eyes, and breathe, moving the hands. So you should feel the hands lift and lower. Good. And I want to be clear about our breath work. Breathing in the chest is not incorrect. It's not wrong. Sometimes we do need to breathe from the chest, and these are using auxiliary muscles to breathe. So this is working the intercostal muscles, as well as some of the muscles in the neck to take air into the lungs. One more deep breath in through the chest, letting the hands rise and lower. That's perfect. Next, take your hands and place them underneath the line of the chest, so what we could call the bra line. Right underneath, and you'll feel you got your rib cage on either side, and that's a large part of the rib cage. So holding this part, I want you to see if you can get the breath there without moving your chest. So inhale, let the hands expand, and exhale. Let the hands go in towards each other. And again. That's it. Good. Do that 3 more times. So what we're doing now is working the diaphragm, because the diaphragm expands the lower ribs, and it's also working the intercostal muscles. Good. And we'll do that 1 more time. Excellent. Now bring both hands down onto the belly. So the belly button at the center of the belly, your fingers will be on either side. The thumbs, you'll be able to touch the ribs. So you'll feel the ribs here, but the hands are nicely set on the belly, shoulders relaxed, chest lifted. Now we're going to see if we can only move the belly. So breathe in and breathe out. Good. As you do this type of breath, avoid pushing down. You just want to feel an expansion and a release. Good. So what's happening here is we're using less the intercostal muscles and much more the diaphragm and the transversus for breathing out. So we breathe in, we use the diaphragm, transversus, breathing out. That's it. Shoulders stay relaxed, neck is long, arms stay relaxed. Beautiful, everyone. 1 more time. Good. Now, This is my right hand. Bring your right hand down in your lap, your left hand on top. The arms should be resting on your thighs. Close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, breathe in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 4, 3. Now keep this breath and see if you can bring it only in the chest. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out. Good. Again, only in the chest. 4, 3, 2, 1. And breathing out. 3, 2. Now bring it into the ribs. 4, 3. Expand the side ribs. 2, 1. And breathing out. 4, 3, 2. It's not meant to be easy. And again, breathing in. 4, 3. Here you're using the diaphragm and the intercostals. And breathing out. 4. Good. 3, 2. Now just in the belly. 4. Let the belly grow. 2, 1. And breathe out. Let the belly come back in. 2. Good. 3, 4. One more time. Breathe in belly. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Breathing out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now just breathe normally. Breathing normally. No pressure, no pushing in any part of the body. Here it's just a natural breath. Let the body breathe the way it wants to. Now opening your eyes in your sitting position, I'd like you to bring your hands around your waist. So the waist just below the ribs, and it's the fleshy part of the waist. I want you to draw your thumbs forward and draw the tissues forward. Do that 3 times. So we're grabbing the tissues at the low back and pulling them forward. Okay, do that one more time. Grab those tissues and pull them forward. Now gently place your hands at your low back. Close your eyes. So the hands are just here at the lumbar region. Eyes closed. And just notice now how you're feeling. Here's our mindfulness practice. We'll just notice how we're feeling. Notice what's going on in the low back. Keeping your eyes closed for the moment. Good. See if there's any tension. See if there's anything that you need for your low back today. Keep breathing deeply. And just now, with your hands, send some warmth to the low back, some heat. Perhaps you could even call it some caring, some love to your low back. And let's release the hands from the low back. Open your eyes. Lift your knees up now. If you're sitting in a chair, come onto your mat. If you're standing, also come onto your mat. And we're going to take our ball. And we're going to lie down on our backs, knees bent. The ball goes at the low back, very close to the spine. Okay? And now roll onto the ball, placing pressure on the ball near the spine, not on the spine, but place it on one side. Doesn't matter which side you start with. And roll back and forth on the ball. So let your knees go side to side. That's it. Good. Now bringing the knees back to center, I want you to tilt the hips so that you put more pressure on the ball and then take pressure off. You'll tilt, putting more pressure on, take pressure off. If you do not have a ball, what I would suggest is using your fists. So place your fists underneath the low back and you just put pressure on the fist. Okay? You could do both fists or just one. Now roll onto one side, take the ball out from underneath, come back onto your back, and we'll change sides. Place the ball on the opposite side, so not on the spine. It shouldn't be touching the bone, but just to the fleshy part to the side, and that's the low back. First, let the knees go side to side, and placing more and then less pressure on the ball. Again, if you're doing it with your fists, those fists can be underneath. Take your time, please don't move into any pain. You might feel some discomfort, a little bit of massaging, but please no pain. Come back to center, neutral, and now tilt the hips under and back. Under and back. Take your time with this, moving the hips. Feel how it affects the low back. And there may be some radiation of different sensations. Sometimes I get the sensation in the neck and even in the jaw when I do this massage. Then roll to the side, take the ball out from underneath, and you can place it far away to the side. We won't be using it again. From here, stretch your legs one at a time on the floor. And we're going to do this classic yoga move. Take a deep breath in, raise your arms over your head, reaching from fingers to toes. Breathe out, bring your right knee up to the chest and pull it in towards the chest. And again, we're going to breathe in, raise the arms over the head, reaching. And breathe out, left knee comes up to the chest. Pull it in. Good. Breathing out, breathing in, reaching. And we breathe out, knee to the chest. Breathing in, reaching. Breathing out, switching legs. That's it. One more time each side. Breathe in. Breathing out. Last one. Let's breathe in. And breathing out. Bringing both knees up to the chest. Let's rock from side to side. Good. Good. Coming back to center. Lift your head, nose between the knees. And we'll lower the head gently to the earth. Stretching your right arm to your right ear. Roll to your right hand side. And lift yourself up from the side. Perfect. Let's pop up onto our hands and knees. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Take a deep breath in and curl the spine. And then breathe out and round. And again, we'll breathe in, curling. Breathing out, rounding. Once more, let's breathe in. And breathe out. Coming back to a flat back. Lift your head a little bit so the chin, you're looking about 1 meter from the mat, in the front of the mat. Now we'll turn and look at our right hip if possible. So bring your hip to the side, turn and look, come back to center, and then the left hip to the side, turn and look, back to center. Let's do that again. Right hip, look, back to center, left hip. One more time each side. So this is warming up the neck. It's getting the vestibular system engaged and moving. And then back to center. Let's walk our hands far forward and place your forehead down onto the mat. If this is not good for your shoulders, if you feel too much strain in the shoulders, bring your forearms down and your forehead on the forearms. Otherwise, arms really stretch straight or as straight as possible. And lengthen out the back, lengthening the arms and the shoulders. Lifting back up. Bring your hands back just a little bit, but they're still farther in front of the shoulders. Begin curling the spine so you get this bowstring action from your chin all the way down to the pubic bone. There's a long stretch, and we're going to bounce back and forth, back and forth. So let the back curl, let the front of the body lengthen and stretch and become taut like a bowstring. Then keeping the hips up and back, lift your right knee, setting the right foot down. Reach your right arm out in front of you, fingertips down. And again, press back and forth, getting those hips prepared, getting the knees prepared, and the shoulder lengthening out. Then set the hand back down and stretch your right leg out to the side. Foot is down, toes pointing forward. Again, bouncing back and forth. Now you should feel the inner thigh and the back of the leg. Then from here, let's bring the right knee forward, cross the right ankle over the left knee, walk your hands forward and press your hips way back. Feeling an opening mobility stretch in the hips. Let's release, uncross, refine that bowstring sensation of the front body getting really taut and long, pressing back. These little bouncing movements. Taking your time, looking for the springiness in all of your joints. Now we'll lift the left knee, left foot comes down, reach your left arm out in front, and again, we bounce back and forth. Feeling the rotation in the left hip as well. Hips curling up and back. That's it, good. Bring the hand back down, left leg out to the side, toes pointing forward, bounce back and forth. So this mobility work is extremely good for the joints in the body. The knee, ankle, hip, the back, the shoulders, the wrists, and the hands. Now let's bring the left knee forward and cross the ankle over the right knee. Stretch your arms way out in front of you. Here we go again. We're bouncing, pressing back and hold. And this is a nice mobility stretch. Coming back, walk the hands back to where they were, uncross the knees, and let's get ready, tucking the toes under, take crouching cat, please. Hips go up, belly long, chin lifted. Hold it here for a few deep breaths. Your breaths always in and out through the nose, keeping your tongue in home position, letting it curl and touch the roof of your mouth. Now let's bounce back and forth, opening the knees as you bounce back. Open them up. Once more. Step your feet wide. Gently begin walking your hands back. Setting your hands one at a time on your thighs. Now this is important for the low back. Push against the thighs to lift the chest. When you do this, you take so much weight off the low back. It helps it to stay strong, but at the same time supported. Knees bent, shoulders open, chest lifts. Bring your right hand next to your right ear and lean to your left. Go over. Now staying here, bring your left arm to your right thigh and begin twisting open a little bit, just a bit. Come back to center. Set the hands back onto the thighs. And we'll change. Left hand comes over the left ear. Lean to your right. Then bring your right hand over to your left thigh and twist open a little bit. You're going to look upwards towards the sky. Coming back to center. Bring the hands back down onto the thighs and come all the way up to a standing position. Stepping your feet in one at a time and then step to the front of your mat. Good job, everyone. Now finding your perfect position. Knees soft, hips are back a little bit, chest lifted, shoulders open. Arms stretched by your sides to get the tricep, the action of the triceps. Now bring your hands to your heart center, and we're going to get moving. Let's go. Take a deep breath in, raise your arms. Bring your elbows down to your knees, and then the hands come to the floor. Stepping your feet back, take a plank position. Lifting your head, I want you to hold for a count of 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees down, move down to the floor. Pointing your toes, keep your hands under your shoulders, rise up to a little cobra, and everybody turn to look at your right foot. Coming back to center, lower down, push up onto the hands and knees, and then take your crouching cat or your down dog, whichever you prefer. Hold this position for a count of 3, 2, 1. Begin stepping your feet forward. Now, here's the important part for the low back. Bend your knees low. Hands to the thighs to support the low back. Push against the thighs with your hands. Then raise your arms to a chair. And rise all the way up to standing, arms by your sides, completely straight to engage the triceps. We'll go again. Hands to the heart center. Deep breath in, rise. Folding, bringing the elbows towards the knees, hands come down. Step yourself back to a plank position, holding the plank for a count of 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees down, move yourself down to the floor. Point your toes, rise to a cobra, and look over your left shoulder. Look to your left foot. Coming back to center, chest comes back down. Pushing up onto the knees and taking crouching cat or down dog. Hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Looking towards your hands, begin stepping forward. Hands to the thighs, helping yourself up. Arms by your ears into a chair. And come all the way up to standing, arms stretched by your sides. Let's go again, hands to the heart center. Deep breath in, rise up. Breathing out, fold forward. Looking good. Stepping back to a plank position. Excellent, Finola. Good, Evelyn. Hold it here, everyone. Make sure your elbows are unblocked, so we don't want to hyperextend the elbows. So you may need to have a little bend in the elbows. All right, bring the knees down. Good, Ivana. Move all the way down. Nice, Chiara. All the way down. Point your toes. Rise to cobra. Look over your right shoulder. Good, Gitel. Look to your right foot. And then back to center and push back. Down dog, crouching cat. Excellent, Evelyn. Holding here. Deep breaths. Tongue in home position. 3. Good. 2. Nice, Lisa. 1. Look to your hands. Begin taking big steps forward. Now, everyone, I want to see knees bent, hands to the thighs, supporting the back. Lift your chest once you've supported the back. Arms by your ears. Chair. Beautiful. And then all the way up to standing. Arms by your sides, completely straight. Now hands to your heart center. Let's run through it one more time and then we're going to add on. Deep breath in, rise up. Breathe out, bending forward. That's it. Stepping back to your plank. Hold your plank here. 3, good correction, Finola. Good on the elbows. 2, yes. 1, move yourself down. Point your toes, lift up and look over your left shoulder. Look to your left foot. Come back to center, all the way down, pushing back to down dog or crouching cat. And we hold here. 3, 2, 1. Good. Stepping forward. Make it all the way to the front of your mat. Hands to the thighs, push against the thighs to rise, and then to a chair, arms up, and then all the way up to standing, arms by your sides. Good, we're gonna add on to this. Hands to your heart center. Deep breath in, we rise. Folding, go right down. Stepping back to a plank position. Now, from here, you could lower your left knee and open your right arm to the side, raise the right leg. Or you could spin on both feet and raise the right arm for a side plank. Move back to a normal plank, knees come down, move down all the way to the floor, point your toes, rise to a cobra, look over your right shoulder to the right foot, back to center, down dog or crouching cat. Holding here, raise your right leg. We're going to do 3 circles. Bring the knee forward to the elbow and then around. 3, 2, 1. Swing your right foot forward and then stepping the left foot all the way forward, then the right foot all the way forward. Bend your knees, hands to the thighs, coming into chair, raise the arms. Then hands to your heart center, twist to your right, left elbow over the right thigh. Then back to center, arms next to the ears again, all the way up to standing, arms straight by your sides. Same thing, other side, hands to your heart center. Deep breath in. Breathing out, elbows to knees. Stepping back to a plank position. Here you can lower your right knee, lift the left arm if you wish, and lift the left leg. Or you spin on both feet, raising the left arm for a side plank. Moving back down, move down to the floor for your cobra. Look over your left shoulder. Back to center, chest comes down, push back, down dog or crouching cat. The left leg comes up. Circle it towards the elbow and around. 3, 2, 1. Swing it halfway up the mat. Then step the right foot all the way up the mat. Then your left foot all the way up the mat. Knees bend, hands to the thighs. Lift the chest, arms up by your ears. Hands to your heart center, twist to your left this time. Back to center, arms by your ears again, and come all the way up to standing. Whew. Hands to your heart center. We'll run through that 2 more times. Let's go. Deep breath in. Elbows to knees, go right down. Let me have a look. Stepping back to your plank position. Good. Your left knee can come down, the right arm comes up. Or you spin, raise the right arm. Excellent. Bring the hand back down, move yourself down to get ready for your cobra, all the way down. Point your toes, rise to a cobra, look over your right shoulder. Come back to center, bring it back down and push back to down dog or crouching cat. Good job. Right leg goes up and circle it. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Swing it halfway up the mat, only halfway up the mat. It's better for the hips this way. Now the left foot goes all the way, and then the right foot goes all the way. Yes, that looks great. Bend your knees low, hands to the thighs, lift the chest, arms up by your ears, then hands to your heart center, twist to your right. Come back to center, arms by your ears again, and come all the way up to standing, arms by your sides, straighten them out. Beautiful, hands to your heart center, last round. Deep breath in, rise everyone, and then bend, fold all the way down, and step back to your plank position. That's it. Your right knee can come down if you need support, or spin open, lifting the left arm. Yes, good. Spinning back, hands come down, move down to your cobra position, getting ready. and look over your left shoulder. Perfect. Come back to center, push back, and into down dog or crouching cat. Excellent. Now raise your left leg and circle it. 3, 2, 1. Good job, everyone. Swing it halfway up the mat. And then the right foot all the way up. Yes, and then meet the right foot all the way up, hands to the thighs, rising up to the chair. Good. Hands to your heart center and spin to your left this time. Yes, and then back to center. Raise the arms by your ears. Hold it there. 3, 2, just for a little bit more leg work. 1, come all the way up to standing. Arms stretched by your sides. Whew, well done. Bring your hands to your heart center. Bend your knees gently and raise your right foot. So the foot is flexed like we're stepping up on a high step. Set your gaze at one point. Open up your shoulders. Now from here, I want you to take your hands, just like we did in the beginning of class. You're going to set your thumbs at your low back and draw the tissues forward 3 times. Draw them forward. 3, 2, 1. Now stretch your arms by your sides and fold forward, lifting the right foot up behind you. Both knees bend. You're pressing the right foot skyward. Lift the chest forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Holding 3, 2, 1. Rise to standing, releasing. Whew. Hands to the heart center. And we do the other side. Same thing. Bend both knees. Raise your left leg like you're stepping up on that step. Set your gaze forward. And we set our hands at the low back. Here we go. Draw the tissues forward. 3 times. 2, 1. Stretch your arms by your sides, palms facing forward. Fold forward, lifting the left leg behind you. Pull the chest forward. Push the left foot up to the sky. Standing leg is bent. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Raise your arms a little bit. Holding 3, 2, and 1. Let's rise up to standing. Good job. Hands come once again to your heart center. Step your right foot back in a small step. Bring the right heel in to set the right foot down. So this is like a shortened warrior 2 position. I want you to bend both knees, hips go back, and rise back up. So we'll do this 3 times. 3, rise. 2, hips go back like a squat. 1, stay down low. Take your right hand to your right hip. So that's the leg that's behind you. Take your left elbow to your left thigh and twist to open up towards your right. Turn your head if it's comfortable. And if you'd like to go farther, raise the right arm. Stay here. This is already a super dynamic position. Looking to your right hand, keep breathing. 3, good, hips way back. 2, 1, excellent. Bring the right hand back down to the right hip. And I want you're gonna look down to your left foot. Keeping the right knee bent, we're simply gonna straighten the left leg and bring the left hand down to the left ankle. So the right knee stays bent. You gently straighten your left leg, left hand down to the ankle, and you can look at your left hand. Feel that deep stretch behind the left leg. Keep twisting open to your right. And we'll hold it here. 3, 2, and 1. Rebend the left knee. Set the left hand on the thigh. Push against the left thigh to lift the chest. This is again helping the low back. Hands to both hips, push off the right foot and come to a standing position at the front edge of your mat. Other side. Step your left foot back and then turn the heel in. So this is like a shortened warrior two position. Bend both knees down, hips go back, and we come back to standing. 3 more times. Here we go. 3, 2, and stay down. Right elbow goes to the right thigh. Left hand goes to the left hip. Twist open towards your left. So this is really working all the tissues at the low back as well. Open up and look to the sky. Raise your left arm if it's comfortable. Look at your left hand. Stay here. 3, 2, 1. Bring the left hand back down to the hip. Look down to your right foot and very gently straightening your right leg. Right hand comes down to the right ankle. And you should feel that deep stretch down the back of the leg. The low back stays curved and straight, no rounding. And we're holding here. Nice deep stretch down the back of the leg. Rebend that front knee. Right hand onto the right thigh to help the back up. Hands to both hips. Push off your left leg to step it forward. Bend your right knee and bring it out at 45-degree angle. We're either at the ankle, a little bit higher than the kneecap, or the inner thigh. This is bonsai tree. Arms reaching up, chest lifting, waist getting long. Keep the chin lifted, keep the neck curved, and we're holding here, breathing deeply and slowly, in and out through the nose. Let the elbows float down, hands float down, and bring your foot down. We'll change sides. Bend your left knee, 45-degree angle, either at the ankle, higher than the kneecap, or the inner thigh. Arms up, reach skyward. See if you can really get length through the side body. Lifting your chin, breathing deeply in and out through the nose. Allow your arms to float down and let your leg come down slowly with awareness. Perfect. Hands to your heart center. Let the knees be soft. Take a deep breath in and rise. Fold, bringing your elbows down to your knees. Hands come to the floor and step yourself back into a long plank position. Open the shoulders, lift the chin, looking forward. Take some deep breaths here. 3, 2, get ready. 1, we turn to a side plank, raising the right arm. If you want, you can lower the left knee. Look to the sky. Keep the hips up. Holding 3, 2, 1, good job. Right hand comes down, come back to plank. Lifting the chin, holding. 3, 2, 1. Left arm comes up, let's go. Side plank, other side. You could lower the right knee if you need to. And we hold. 3, 2, keep the hips lifted. 1, bring the left hand back down. And we're gonna lower to the floor. Knees come down, chest comes down, and we'll place our hands underneath the forehead. Let the hips move from side to side. That's perfect, everybody. Lifting the head, chest, and shoulders. Bring your left elbow underneath your left shoulder and grab a hold of your right foot or ankle. Pull the heel in towards the hip. Turn your chest forward as much as possible. And we're going to get a stretch of that muscle, the quadricep muscles, all four. It's important here because most of you spend your day seated, and that shortens up the hip flexors as well as the quadriceps. So we want to get a nice stretch of the quads. Take another deep breath in and come on down. Hands underneath the forehead and move the hips from side to side. Then back up, right elbow underneath the right shoulder. And let's grab a hold of the left foot. Pull the heel in towards the hip. Turning your chest forward. Take some deep, slow breaths here again. The other side. Be sure you're not pulling too hard into the low back. If you feel crunching in the low back, you may want to come down lower before you grab your ankle. Releasing, bring the hands underneath the forehead and let your hips move from side to side. Good job, everyone. Reach your arms out in front of you. And very gently, we're going to walk our hands back, keeping the arms straight. And you'll go at a height which is comfortable for you without pushing too far. So for me, I can go up a little bit higher without feeling compression in my low back. I'm having my legs strong, my glutes are tight. I lift the chest away from the hips. If you need to come down lower, just walk your hands farther forward. We're going to hold this position, deep stretch through the belly, a little bit of compression at the low back, but no pain, please. Keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Walk your hands forward again. Then bring your hands underneath your forehead. This time, bend your knees, and we'll let the feet go from side to side. Then stretch the legs straight. Keep your arms down. Lift your legs up to the knees, and if possible, you lift the thighs a little bit. Hold this position. This is a big contraction down the backs of the legs, the glutes. The low back is working as well. And you want the whole back chain of the body up until about mid-back to work, to keep the legs up. Now we're going to bring the feet together and apart 10 times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. That's great. One more. All right. Bring the legs back down. Bring the head back down. Hands under the shoulders. Push up onto the hands and knees. From here, open your knees and bring your hands off the right-hand side of the mat. Press the hips back. Get a good stretch down the left-hand side of the back. Rise back up, and we'll bring the hands off the left-hand side of the mat. Hips go back. You should feel the stretch down the right-hand side. And we'll rise back up. Bring your knees to one side and come to a seated position, please. Bring the soles of your feet together. Grab a hold either of the ankles or around the feet. Lift the chest. You can rock from side to side to be sure that you're on top of the sitting bones. And very gently lean forward. Maybe you don't go very far. That's fine. If you feel that you're rounding your back before you feel the stretch, lift up your chest a little bit more, and you should start to feel the stretch at the inner thighs. Once you're here, close your eyes and take some deep breaths. And I want you just to notice the connection of the hips, inner thighs, and the low back. If you feel that there's strain on the low back, lift your chest even more to find a curve, and you're going to find that the stretch goes out of the low back and more into the inner thighs. Once you start lifting the spine taller, lifting the chest taller, that takes the strain out of the low back. Just notice that. One more deep breath in. And we'll release. You can bring your right foot in front of your body. Left knee rises up. Grab a hold of the left knee with your right arm. Left arm comes up to the sky, reach, and then set it down behind you into a gentle spinal twist. Allow yourself to unwind, and we'll change. Lift your right knee. Bring your left foot in front of you for a gentle spinal twist. Grab a hold of the right knee with the left arm. Right arm comes up. Turn and set the hand behind you. Look over your right shoulder. As you stay in the position, take deep, slow breaths with the tongue in home position, filling the mouth. Let's unwind, lifting both knees up. Turn to your side so that you're going to lie down onto your mat. Let's roll down, bringing the back onto the mat. From here, we're just going to do one bridge pose, but before the bridge, I want you to rock your hips back and forth about 10 times. So you're pressing your low back down and then making curve in the low back. So this is mobilizing once again the lumbar region, as well as rocking on the sacrum, back and forth. This should be quite comfortable. Just get into this rocking position, do it about 10 times. And now get the back into a neutral position. Bend your elbows, pressing the elbows down into the earth. Feel like the chest is lifting, the upper back is lifting up. Lengthen out your neck and throat. And let's rise to our classic bridge position. Come up as high as is comfortable for your hips and your low back. Hold the position and breathe deeply. And bring your attention to your low back. I want you to just feel what's going on at the low back. The low back is like the mother of the body. She will take over anytime there is anything dysfunctioning. She'll take over and get the job done. So I'm being very sexist here. I apologize to any men watching the video, okay? But it's a generalized idea that the low back will always take the extra load. So it's important to get the other parts surrounding the body, the hips, the glutes, legs, and the belly strong so that the low back doesn't have to take all the load. Okay? So right now, I want you just mindfully notice how you can use more your thighs and your glutes in this position. And see if by squeezing tighter, it takes load off of the low back. Three more breaths here. Now raise your arms over your head, reach behind you, and very, very slowly lower the back down one vertebra at a time until the back is nicely placed on the floor. Once the back is down, keep your arms behind you, open your feet wider, and allow your knees to fall to your right. Then raising the left knee first, right knee follows. Allow your knees to fall to your left. Raise your right knee first, left knee follows. Now lift both knees up to the chest and just squeeze them against the chest, rocking a bit from side to side. Nice massage of the low back. Good. Now bringing your knees at 90 degrees. Clasping your hands behind your head, open your elbows. We're going to do a short abdominal work because we've already worked quite a bit the abdominals with the plank positions. So elbows wide. I want you to see if you can do a little hip tuck, which means you're going to lift your hips. Your knees will come a little bit towards your chest. And then twist to your right, bringing the left elbow to the right knee. Come back to center. Little hip tuck, up, and then twist to your left. Right leg stretches out. Come back to center. Hip tuck and twist. Back to center, hip tuck and twist. And again, hip tuck and twist. Again, tucking, twisting. Tucking, twisting. Another 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Knees to the chest. Rock again from side to side. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Grab behind the left thigh and gently begin pulling the knees towards the shoulders. Keep your shoulders relaxed on the floor and look for curve in your low back. The more you can get the hips back, the deeper the stretch into the right hip. Take some deep, slow breaths in this position. Bring your left foot to the floor and allow your knees to fall to your left. Right arm out to the side, and we'll take a full spinal twist. You want to feel the stretch as well at the front of the shoulder, as well as the front of the right side of the chest. Uncross the legs, rolling back onto your back slowly. And we'll cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Lifting both legs. We've already done a deep stretch down into the hamstrings when we were standing. So now we're just going to focus on the stretching and the opening of the hip and of the low back. Good. The more you curve your low back, the deeper you'll get the stretch into the hip. Bring the right foot back down Let your knees go to your right. Turn your head to the left, reaching out to the left. Spinal twist. And uncrossing the legs, roll back onto your back. One more time, knees to the chest. And this time, lift your feet. Either grab the ankles or the bottoms of the feet to happy baby pose. This creates a deep stretch in the low back as well. Then rebending the knees. Let's stretch one leg at a time, slowly onto the mat. One leg at a time. Then setting your hands one more time at your waist. Remember how we drew the tissues forward? Let's do that again. Grab thumbs behind the low back and draw the tissues forward towards the belly button 3 times. 2 and 1. Set your hands onto your belly and begin taking deep breaths in and out of the belly. Allow the belly to rise and fall with the breath. And bringing your attention to your low back. Imagine heat radiating from the low back. Almost as if it's radiating forward and around the waist to the tummy. Imagine now this heat radiating from the low back down into the hips, into the legs, down the thighs, into the knees, ankles, and feet. Now imagine this heat radiating upwards into the rib cage and chest, shoulders, arms, elbows and the wrists, into the hands and the fingers. Imagine the heat radiating into the neck and the throat, the jaw, face, even into the hair. Now imagine this heat radiating from the low back around the waist to the belly and making a column of heat upwards above you. Allow this column of heat to slowly come back down. And you integrate it back into your belly. and allow it to settle into the low back. This heat, this column of heat, is considered Manipura chakra, which is related to your belly, but it begins in the low back. It is your digestive fire. Your awareness back to your position on your mat. And begin moving your fingers and your toes. Moving your arms and your legs. Raise your arms up over your head. Stretch your legs onto the floor, pointing the toes. And then let's lift the knees up to the chest and squeeze them against the chest. Good. Good. Rock from side to side. And bring your right arm to your right ear and roll to your right hand side. Hands onto the floor. You can push down onto the floor to come to sitting. Good job, everyone. Very good. Let's rub our hands together. Raising the heat between the hands. Bring that heat, bring it over your face. Gently tapping around the eyes. You can tap on the cheeks and the chin, over the forehead, and shake your hands out. And we'll do that one more time. Good. Rub the hands together. Raise the heat in the hands over the face. Shaking out. Hands at your heart center. Thanks everyone for joining. Have a lovely afternoon and namaste. Well done, everyone.